Hey guys, we'll be ready in just a minute or two. AR, why don't you try talking so we can see if they can hear you?
Okay, I have to think of a way to introduce myself in the intro.
Dev, a few words if you will.
I am not particularly paying attention to anything.
How's that different than normal?
Normally, I'm just straight up disassociating. Now I'm just not paying attention.
Ah,
One is like a conscious thing. The other one
yeah.
just,
Okay, let's see here. Okay, guys, ready to go?
Yep.
Welcome to the With the podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark, a run with the will.
I'm AR Pulver, currently trapped in Rudy's AR field.
I'm DevQ and I'm crocheting another scarf.
So when you're trapped in that AR field, basically cold and not good enough.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Yes. Oh, you're actually in the AR field. Oh man, that's
Yeah.
more.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's
A
it's
friend in
it's
another
fr-
server posted a screenshot of her weather app, and I'm like, "What seventh layer of hell do you live in?" She's like, "Wisconsin," which is
Yep.
pretty close.
Yeah,
Do you at
it's
least have a bunny with you?
not within reach, no.
Okay.
My Terriermon is on the shelf opposite me.
Well, he'll be as helpful as the bunny was this time. The Fortuneteller's Manor. Hey, we got what everyone wanted. It's just the surprise that it might actually be the worst episode yet.
Is that a surprise
No,
though?
it's a
It's not
surprise.
that bad. I
So,
mean, you had a bunny driving a forklift,
so
so
here's the
Oh
thing.
no, it was I'm with Mark. This was probably tied for worst episode
Yeah.
for me.
So the issue here's the thing. It goes back to I've said a lot, and both of you have said it also. If this were a down episode in a season that was a bit more even, then we'd probably go, that's an iffy one. The problem is we can see the path everything's taking, and it's kind of like, oh no, and that's like, oh, it's the
This
episode. It's
this
the episode that we were expecting 6, 7, 8 episodes ago, and it's not that good.
this one had no business being a down episode. That was its problem.
Yeah.
This
Uh,
one this one was, it's a character episode with a character that we want to know more of. It was an evolution episode. It was a really kind of a fun villain that we kind of wanted to see everyone kick its ass.
Here's the thing. The very beginning when it start off with the framing as like and it's purposely acting like a bad fortune teller. There's the effects, there's the screaming, and like
Mhm.
it started off interesting, and then the statue. It's like, oh, and they're even doing the fucking genie thing. Be
Fellismon
careful.
Fellismon showed up. And
Yeah,
I have no complaints about him. He did his part.
and then it's like, oh, she has one of the new dim cards. She's gonna put it in. I wonder what's gonna happen. Oh, phone call. We'll have to find out later. And then Angormon's just sitting there being fucking bored. I'm like, oh, that doesn't bode fucking well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Angormon's sitting here looking bored, and then like they go to the effort to animate that they all have cake, but at no point is there ever a single bite taken. It's just sitting there.
They just really like animating their sweets.
Yeah.
Just they like to draw the baked goods.
Yeah. And I liked having like, oh, Fangmon showed up. And then the Boogiemons. And like
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
I kind of wanted more Fangmon, honestly.
and then they go back to the same fucking shit that we were upset when they did before. It's a circle. No, it's fucking not.
I was okay with that. I honestly
No,
think that
no.
was the
So
best.
okay.
That was to me.
Like if
I'll
you're gonna
say
pull
this.
a circle, pull like a Full Metal Alchemist.
No,
Just
so
go
so
big
here
or
so
go.
I will defend the circle.
no
in
no
that
no no
that
no no
was
no no no. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. One, they already did that plot. They did it much better here. But I'm saying there's actually no way to make a fucking circle out of what they drew. It wasn't
No,
circular
yeah.
in any fucking
I
fashion.
I would not have described that as a circle. I would have
No.
described that as a linear path
Potato.
that is going to loop around at some
It's
point.
a potato.
Yeah, like if they just said, "Oh, there's a pattern here. Here's the next place in the pattern," I would be fine with it. But instead of like,
It's
"Oh,
it's like, oh look, it's going to form a triskaidekagon or whatever.
yeah," it's like it will form what a Triscuit looks like if you were to fold a Triscuit in half and then spin around. And like, if they hadn't said circle,
Maybe
I
like
wouldn't
if
be
it like oh
super
it's
bothered.
following this
Yeah,
ley line or this
Yeah,
river
but
or something.
other than calling it a circle though, it was using predictive behavior and it was more
No,
effective than any of the times
absolutely.
Kiro
But
did
like,
it.
here's the thing. Okay, at some point, we reasonably expect Ghost Game will get Blu-rays, correct? On Blu-rays,
Yes.
I want to see that to be a circle. I want to see a few extra points that make it look like maybe it's going to be a pentagram. Like, there's interesting shit that should have been done with that.
I'm glad they dodged the bullet. They didn't bother with the pentagram thing. That would have been so trash.
I thought that, but here's the thing: they did the same thing. They just fucked up doing it.
Pop up.
They just fucked up doing it. That's what they wanted. They just didn't do it.
I mean,
And then
Fellismon already did the whole pentagram thing in Hunter,
and
so
I
don't miss it.
I like the Boogiemons that worked for Fellismon. Sounded like they were kind of bored and didn't want to do it at first.
Yeah, and trying on the body parts was kind of fun too. Like it's not bad. I mean, for Fellismon and the Boogiemon part, it's like that's not bad for regularly scheduled nightmare fuel.
And then I still like when because they occasionally forget that, oh, they've sort of built into Jellymon's personality that she's sort of faking it. Like, she's just as scared as he is. She just kind of pretends not to. So I like when we get, like, her jumping between, oh, I'm fucking terrified. No, I'm not. I'm excited. We're going to go for it. And then it's like, oh, shit, I don't want to do this. Is basically like the way I like when they remember that she's just as scared as she is. And it's an act to a degree. But it's just...
I like her like poking into the center, like, oh my god, it's made of people.
No, and that was fun, but that's like, that's all that was fun in the episode. The episode was just this weird fucking, like, the overall setup was great, and then the episode went, I'm just gonna meander around and not really do much, and oh look, there's Pico Devimon, and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Did get like any kind of hint of what her friend wanted to ask.
Also, I would just
I think we got a hint.
Yeah,
we didn't take it there. That was that's another example of the episode. Because it thinks it has a nice setup going. It doesn't think it has to try to execute the execute the climax of it.
Also,
like it builds everything up and then just stops. It doesn't go that next level. It would actually push it into good.
But then we start to get them actually showing up for the main plot. And then, do you remember how originally, when I made the Scooby-Doo joke, people were upset because they thought I was mocking it? And I wasn't. It was just like, from the setup of the series, it feels like it's gonna be
Mhm.
something Scooby-Dooy. And then
Mhm.
Angoramon warns Ruli, and Ruli like Scooby-Doo's her way in the back. And I can't even make a Scooby-Doo joke because that's literally just what happens in Scooby-Doo. Like I can't even
She's
make the
Scrappy
joke there.
Doo's, man.
It's just then Hero's gonna call Ruli. The phone rings at the bad time, which man, I like looking at what I wrote while I was watching the episode. I'm like, man, that phone's sure gonna ring at a bad time, and there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I'm like, why didn't they contact her beforehand? It's like, we're gonna investigate this human-looking statue. Maybe we should
And then
ask if Rudy wants to investigate this. This is kind of her thing anyway. She
and
gets more excited by this crap than we do.
and then we get the moment that everyone was happy for, which was Angoramon breaking through shit and driving through.
That was
That
alright.
that was one of the most personable things any of these Digimon have done. Where like they're
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna hijack some construction equipment and just plow right through.
and
Yeah,
that
I can't complain about that.
and then Ruli creates the pseudo space worrying that her friends will see it, and of course they don't
Yeah.
because okay.
Because that's just
Yeah.
that's not how the rules
Yeah.
are.
And
Like
then
I appreciate that she has this concern about having to drag Meek and Aoi along, and it does seem to be like there might be some sort of recurring thing with that. Like it's kind of nice, but again, they don't do
yeah,
anything with it
and then the
here.
episode's like, man, we'll deal with this some other time. We have other stuff to
Yeah.
do. We
Yeah,
need to.
Mika, they know she has some secret, but because they're just, it's like we'll just be supportive and she can tell us when she's ready. Which is, they're good friends and all, but it's like they're so
Like,
afraid
hey, we
of
just got bombardier by terrifying monsters. Well, how about we just
they're
not
yeah.
mention?
You forgot, and
The show other than episode 13 is so afraid of conflict is what it
it
boils
very
down
much
to.
is. And then, oh my God, it's finally happening. And Gormon evolves, and he says his name, and I look at the subtitle, I'm like, no, you motherfuckers! You've been advertising for fucking months. You have products. The name is in the show in English in every episode. Why? Why is there another translation for this name? This isn't like Yoxtumon, where it's a mistake that someone who doesn't know what they're doing could make. It's in the show.
It's
I
the fucking
like
strange fucking
So
opening scene.
like
which one ended up on Wikimon?
well,
I'm
Wikimon
gonna have to kill everyone.
they make up the rules as it is. I believe it would fall under the we're gonna do whatever the reference book says because Bandai must have a handle on things. Like here's the thing. Based on what's said, Simba Angoramon is probably the right name. Minus the fact that both companies have clearly chosen Simbare Angoramon. And they use it in fucking everything.
I'm still trying to figure out. I want to know the reasoning behind.
Oh, there's like half a dozen reasons that it could be. And I kind of like how upset people are getting that they can't decide one way or the other on what
Like, at least
the
tell
meaning
me
is.
how many puns are in this name. I will accept them.
There could be up to half a dozen. Like down to his design, there are elements that you could take that word and break it down to. But like just some, I don't care which spelling it is. Just go with one of them. Like it was weird because this wasn't a case of like, oh, Simbare Angoramon. That's 100% wrong. I wonder what the show's going to use. It's like, okay, that may or may not be correct. It's close enough. They're using it, and then it's different as like, oh, fuck. Can they just something?
So it's
Are they just
Simba
wrong?
and Goramon.
Theoretically, who fucking knows what it's going to be? They can't. They forgot how to spell ogre after 16 years, so I don't know why we're going to expect this one to stick around. And then Gamamon shows up pulling everyone on a sled to help. And hey, look, it's Bettel and Tesla. And oh my God, they've already forgotten that it's a Rulian and Gormon episode because now everyone's there. It's the side-by-side team up that you would expect to get next week.
Which would like again, if you're going to do it this week, that would be fine, but actually kick its ass. Like
And
let's
then-
see these guys do something.
No,
awesome together.
and then Fellismon's like, man, you guys are all fucking losers. You can't do shit. But I'll go ahead and leave anyways. And then Ruli says
And-
one word, and he's like snaps and like, That's an apology for
there's
not telling your fortune. It's like there's no look,
reason to do that.
look.
It's the video game guys all over again.
No, exactly. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's
So here's the thing.
Ginkakumon all over
there
again. Like,
aren't-
I'm just gonna free everybody for no reason.
There have been times when the walk-off ending has made sense. The problem is, one, they do it almost every episode. In fact, I think only one episode has not had it.
Mm-hmm.
And two, it does not make any fucking sense here. Or have him under his breath comments that they need to be stronger to be used, or do something. Just fucking anything. Because this is frustrating because there's no reason for the episode to end, minus that it's the clock.
And again, this is a product of doing it so many times in the past that this just feels like a waste of time. Because like even if there is something going on, like he's like planning something bigger and this is just part of a scheme, like even if that's awesome, just because they've done it so many times before, like it's still just getting
boring.
Really it's boring.
It's boring.
And
it's repetitive.
Frustrating. And like this is the one time when like just give us the serotonin now. Just
like here's the thing.
Just have them triple team him into oblivion.
No, or how about this? He beats them up, and then he laughs about hell. Here's the thing.
That would be so cruel to do that in a new evolution episode.
Ooh, yeah.
Here's the thing. It's Devimon's actor. Just beat them up and go, ha, you fuckers aren't ready for what's coming, and just walk off laughing. Do something. Instead, he just decides to leave.
Have like some sort of actual threat.
Look,
like, oh shit, we totally should not have survived that.
Yeah, that would be cruel in a new evolution episode, but we need something like that.
Look, you got Mr. AIM. Do something with him. Because he was interesting. They just didn't do anything interesting with him. There was actual like interesting shit. Because like other episodes, we can go, nothing super interesting happened here. There's some cute moments. There's interesting stuff here. The episode's completely disinterested in fucking doing anything. And this is the one that's most frustrating because it's not a bad episode. It starts
it has the
off.
Opportunity,
Yeah,
it does not follow through.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I mean, based on how much they let us down, I'd almost call this a bad episode. This was a C-.
When I
almost dropped it to a D.
When I say it's not a bad episode, what I mean is it had the setup, it had the presentation, regardless of animation quality. The presentation was good, and then at every fucking step in the episode's just disinterested in doing anything.
Yeah, it just doesn't want to do with the material it gave itself.
Yeah,
and I just hate that so much. It
did
the same thing with the Weedmon.
Yeah, and then, hey, everyone stands there and watches as everyone leaves because, it's the end. And her friends, hey, we know something's up, but we'll wait because there's no time left in the episode.
Because
and
they don't want to have conflict.
Like it was
I want some conflict. I want Mika
to
start asking questions. Like, do something.
And the reason why the episode's frustrating
especially because Mika and Aoi are really the key to unlocking Rudy's character. And them being cool with whatever she's doing doesn't feed that at all.
So two things. The first is somehow it's a really episode. We still don't fucking have really anything unique with her happening.
Yeah, no, this episode has taught us that Rudy is just not interesting.
Yeah, and second, the reason I'm pretty sure we'd all say for us it's probably the worst one so far. It's so fucking flat I don't generally ascribe to, this had so much potential because it's too easy to say that. This one,
I mean, any storyline has potential.
No, exactly. But this one, it felt like it was gonna go somewhere early on. It just never was interested in fucking anything, and just sucks.
This episode just didn't want to try.
No, and just.
And I had the same feeling about the Zasomon episode, and that's why it got the same grade.
So the Zasomon one might be worse, but it comes across as a stupider episode, sillier. So it's almost
the premise of that one. The premise of that one the visuals didn't punch as hard as this one did, but it didn't have as much to let us down from.
The
either.
only thing more frustrating than the episode itself is the reactions of people going, "See, this isn't for 7-year-olds. This is terrifying." It's like, what
Oh,
the?
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Really, I watched Secret of Nim and Land Before Time.
So here's the thing: I could understand a 7 or an 8-year-older actually being terrified at this shit. I can see it.
Great.
But like
That's awesome.
But like here's the thing: when you have 20 or 30 years going, "Oh no, this is fucking terrifying," it's like, what did you watch as a kid that like
Yeah.
every episode of Ghost Game you think is like the most terrifying thing, and like this is for adults? And it's like, no,
Yeah,
it's
no,
fucking
no.
not.
It might be scary for kids,
Yeah.
but it's not like inappropriate. It's not traumatizing.
It's not as scary as the fucking Garfield Halloween special.
I mean,
Like, no
nothing
one's
is as
gotten
scary as
disemboweled
that.
on screen. They're
That's-
fine.
But like here's the thing: Fellismon even has a great actor who like chews the scenery well, plays everything well. And here's the thing: the instant I found out it was him, I found out it was him right before the episode. I was like, oh shit! Like as much as we want to argue about if they used him bad or well for Adventure
They
2020.
used him great. I didn't have any problem with how they used him.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, no. I mean how he was
Oh, you
used in
mean-
Adventure.
Oh.
Is he?
Even then, I thought he was like the
No,
actor was used.
That's what I
okay.
mean. He chews the scenery so fucking well, and he
Yeah,
comes
like
across so well.
The character was a letdown because he brought so much to it.
And they did nothing with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate you trying, Mr. Aim. Hopefully, when your wife shows up, she'll do better, as she always does.
We don't blame you.
Look, we have him. Now we demand Mimi to show up.
Yes.
That doesn't seem like that'd be too difficult for the series. Like, it seems like you've got to be able to do that. Like, squeeze her in somewhere.
Oh, see, here's the thing. I would argue that's the entire reason why we have a new show right now, is that 5 months from now they can do something for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, there you go.
Like everyone's like, oh, they've moved on from Adventure. It's like, man, we are
No.
5 months away from the 25th anniversary.
They already used the reboot ending in one of their episodes. They've already tipped their hand here.
If 5 months from now an episode ends showing someone standing on a hillside and all we see is a star on a shirt collar, on a shirt shoulder, no one's gonna fucking be surprised that minus people not paying attention. They could easily not do any They could easily not do any crossover stuff, but for the 25th anniversary, I would not be shocked for a moment if Tai and Agumon show up.
How sad is it that we're already making Hunter's illusions?
To be fair, what has the show given us to do other than random guessing at nothing? It's like, oh man, Black Agumon's there. I wonder what's going to like. What is this evil? It wants us to believe he's evil, so it's either Black War Greymon, which it doesn't mean it's Black War Greymon.
Do they want us to believe he's evil? He's just sort of there watching.
No, that's the thing.
Like, I think we ascribe him to be evil because it's Black Agumon.
No,
but like,
no, that's the setup though. He's there. They show him the foot first, then they show him from down below and shadowed. They want us to think he's evil. I'm not saying he is, but they want us to sit there and go, oh man, it's gonna be Black War Greymon and blah 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 blah. That's what they want us to think.
I think it's gonna be like a rival to Tailmon Uber. So instead of like, it's like UPS versus FedEx.
Ha.
And the sad part is that'd be better.
Black Tailmon's an ally, so we hope
she's an ally in theory.
That'd be a great twist too, but.
And then
Black Agumon just like fucking punts your packages. And
then next week we go back to the Christmas raid with the Man-Eater's Forest, and it's for sure Jiraimon. Yeah. And also Mori Shellmon for some reason, because if nothing else, this show has 100% aped Adventure 2020's thing for just throwing in Digimon to have people go, that Digimon no one cares about but me is there.
I'm fine with this.
Oh, I'm not bothered by it. I'm just saying it's like, oh, it's Mori Shellmon. Hooray. And then they'll go kart in an episode or two, hopefully, because as much as that one had problems, we were at least happy with it.
That was still one of the. That's a solid. It's amazing how that episode is in the top half of Ghost Game episodes.
Oh God,
it is.
And it's a Ruli episode where she didn't get any
Yeah, that's
stuff
another
there.
one where Rudy doesn't do anything.
Oh god.
I hope they make it like a habit of Angoramon just like hijacking random equipment and just smashing into things. I'd be great with that, the running joke.
We will see how things end up next week. Do we expect anything worthwhile to happen next week? And here's the thing.
Zero.
Here's the thing.
I just generally say no to every time and hope I'm pleasantly
this
surprised.
this one feels depressing because the episode itself feels like it wanted to do so much, it just never went past wanting.
I don't think it wanted to. I think it put all the elements together and then didn't want to.
It's a shame. But hey, Ghost Game gets a page in V Jump and it shows off.
The same shit we've seen before.
To be fair, we didn't know Simbare was going to be in the episode for sure until V Jump actually told us. Although I do like the band art. Is it weird, or is it like Tesla Jellymon looked better here than in most art of her?
Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from.
And then because there's nothing to talk about there. Hey, we got Rear Eyes and Vital Bracelet pages, and the Vital Bracelet page would be interesting if we hadn't seen all the evolution. So instead, we just get the evolution requirements for some of them.
I guess it's helpful for some
That
people.
Wendemon sprite still, I kind of laugh looking at the smile, to be honest.
Very, very derpy.
And we get to see the February raid boss, which is a Valentine's Day Angelomon. Oh, good. Dev, I really look forward to seeing someone on Wikimon say that she's an ultimate level now. Because all the raid bosses are ultimate level due to how the game works.
Be glorious.
So I guarantee you someone's going to put that there. Or it's going to be a separate entry. They're going to be, it's like, Heart Angelomon. And then for Rear Eyes, hey, look, it's Omegamon X, it's Jessmon X, and then it's slightly familiar looking silhouette that everyone's making random guesses for. Who would you like to guess, Dev?
Trying to load it up because I'm on mobile.
I'm going to guess that it's Batman. That is the correct guess. It's weird, like, it feels like there's nothing to say about Rear Eyes overall, but Rear Eyes, like, when we get the V-Jump previews, it's actually a little exciting. Because it's...
Well, sometimes we get, like, new Digimon.
Yeah. It's also tricky because it's in different places in English and Japanese.
Yeah. Then
I was almost going to say it's in different places in Japanese, English, and where I'm at in the story currently.
So you were gonna try to catch up to where the English stuff is. Have you made any real headway or not really?
I don't know if I'm gaining on it. I started chapter 5 or 6 of season 2, so I still have a ways to go.
Okay, but at least you're in season 2
now.
I
am still playing it.
Okay, good.
And I will say that I do think season 2's plot is setting up to be interesting, which is more than I can say for most mobile games.
Good. Because people seem to be really happy when season 2 began. I actually really remember that. Like
I can see why it gets off to a really interesting start, given where season 1 ends.
Yeah. And then, now this was neat. This was one of those things where, at one point, if there was going to be Digimonica last year, this was going to be one of the things. Then it was going to be maybe a Christmas treat, but there was extra time for the person to do the editing. They went to the Digimon exhibition in Shanghai and took a bunch of video to share.
I didn't get a chance to watch all of that yet.
Yeah. So
yeah, I've kind of poked through it, but
it's about what you'd expect, but it's nice to see it. It's done well enough that it's actually still running, even though it was supposed to end at this point a month and a half ago. And it's going to run for another month. So yeah,
I feel like I need to compare some of those pictures they had on there to just the ones in the animation chronicle.
Well, a lot
See
of
if those are like the exact same.
a lot of them absolutely are. Then there's various bits of art from 2020 that have been reversioned with the original outfits and stuff along those lines. And then that delightful giant blow up Patamon, which which I like. We've seen versions of the train car for this type of thing, and I believe this is a different mold's not the right term, but you know what I mean. Like it's a new design. I don't think we've seen anything like that Patamon before. Have we?
Oh, there's so many Patamons, and there's only
No,
so
no.
many
I'm
ways
I'm
you can.
talking about like the 20-foot tall blow up Patamon that's in the display.
Not that big, but it
Was
looks
was
familiar.
yeah.
The thing is, like, there's only so many ways you can.
Yeah, it feels like the actual design was taken from like a Crane Game plush that we saw a year or two ago. Like in my head, I feel like I've seen that design somewhere. But yeah, it's a nice little video. I recommend watching it. The only thing I would say is I would warn there's a few times when loud noises have been inserted. But so yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So it's fun, but I would watch out for the noises. And then the insanity of cards continues. There,
Jesus Christ.
I would really like them to go back to when they only did like 3 weeks of previews, and they only put up however many they were going to once a day. Now they're doing it twice a day. It's a month and a half. They started a month and a half before it came out. And the Digimon. So, like, okay, we get Palmamon and Loader Leomon, Matadrumon, which that's a fucking weird one. And God, people wouldn't shut the fuck up about that for like 18 hours.
What, the
Because the
Metadramon?
shitty name
Yes.
spelling
No.
in
Yeah.
general, or
Yeah, I was
You guys lucked out not seeing this. People like,
no.
it's a retcon. It doesn't say it has the X antibody. They're changing history. It's like, shut the.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like not every card is going to be listed the exact way you want, and they certainly don't care the way you think they do.
For all you know, it's a gameplay thing.
Yeah. Then Pillowon
Like,
got a nice little card.
at
that's
some point,
adorable.
they have to be concerned about
Yeah.
gameplay balance.
Like, I just want that to be me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I want to be asleep, basking in sunlight like a fucking cat.
Drakumon and Kuwagamon X. Man, that Kuwagamon X really does look like some like trace is not the right word, but man, someone was staring at a photo of the movie Aliens when they drew that.
That's a very busy card,
Yes.
that one.
Well, to be fair, so is the Drakumon one with the paper everywhere.
Yeah. That's a little more.
Um,
I don't mind that the paper's, it's kind
yeah,
of white and in the background, so
yeah,
it's not as distinct.
yeah. Then we got Gromon, which it's weird. I like this one, but something about the art on this one looks weird to me, like the
Yeah,
proportions.
this is
Then we got the one that I knew this one was. We all knew this one was coming. Hey, look, it's Galmon, and they oddly drew him like in a really neat way. But
yeah.
it's like exactly the same as the Magnamon X one,
Yeah, I see
Oh
that.
yeah.
where it's like
Yeah.
that perfect side profile. It's neat. Although it gives the feeling of it being a parallel card, like that's a theme, but I don't think so. Then we got Gradamon, Raptor
It's so fluffy.
Dramon does not look happy.
I
Which,
mean,
yeah, fair enough. Plotmon X and Holy Dramon X, both of these look great.
Oh, I
oh,
like
that
how, like, in
plot.
the
Yeah.
background of the Raptor Dramon card, like, Dorugamon X is like, well, X Dorugamon was just like having a meltdown because his tail got eaten.
Yeah. Then we got Groomon X, and then another Tri-Tamer card of Yamato and Sora. They really do have that Tri-style down fucking pat. I know we said
They
it
really
last time, but
do.
holy shit.
I'm actually
I mean,
interested
they
in.
look like clip art from, but just yeah,
I'm actually
and they
interested in what in the other combinations they're gonna do. Like, is it gonna be like a Joe and Mimi, and then a Hikari and Mako, perhaps? Or
Mako got one.
I know Mako got one by herself, but I wonder what they do with, like, if all of the kids are getting one.
See, I
Because he's
think
starting to run out of. Like, has Taichi gotten to try one? I thought
no,
he did. No?
no,
Okay.
no. And
Hmm.
then of course the
Hmm.
beloved duo that everyone was oddly happy to see get cards: Mini Dekachimon and Adamata Dekachimon.
I'm proud of you for trying to pronounce that.
Hey, I got closer,
Silver
You're
Star.
you're getting there. You're getting there.
and I'm not gonna get any closer.
No. No.
As for the actual slots, there's uh, see, I'm actually looking at like the list. There's at least one or two more.
I do love that for Automata Kachimon there's no actual, bonus effects. It's just a red card. Like both of them, it's just take it.
I am attempting to figure out what weird rules various sites use to list the cards. It is very strange because they actually list the I decided to pull up Wikimon to pull up the tamer list for that set. They
Mhm.
list the tamer and option cards starting with the Yamato and Sora one, and they list the card right before it as being a Digimon card, even though there's no information about that card in existence.
Hmm.
Like, we know the number and nothing else. But here's the thing. Ordinamon is card 82. Yamato and Sora are card 85. I'm not sure I expect to see another 2 Digimon cards after Ordinamon.
Right.
Maybe one. I feel like 84 is probably going to be Taichi.
Yeah. Like I said, I would imagine the rest of the kids will come out as tamer cards. I still do wonder how the combinations are going to work. But
So if we assume Taichi's 80, let's assume Taichi's 84 for the sake of argument. Then you have
I wouldn't. I'm wondering if it might be Taichi and Hikari
well,
together.
here's what I'm thinking based on what cards we know. If 84 is Taichi, you could have 88 be Joe/Mimi, and
Mm-hmm.
then I believe that takes care of everyone except Hikari, and we don't know what card 92 is. Because 93 is the first option card on the list.
So it could be a tamer or an option.
Exactly.
I'm
That could be an option card. It could be a tamer. And yeah, 84 could be Taichi/Hikari. It wouldn't
I
be that shocking.
I'm thinking, yeah, that's how I think the pairings would have to work out if Mako's got her own.
Yeah. So we'll see. There's not many.
I appreciate that they're different combinations than the
There's
ones
not.
they used for previously.
Yeah. There's not many choices because even if we go the wildest options possible, like them going completely crazy and doing more than anything, you could only possibly have 4 more tamer cards. And that's
Right.
like going completely wild.
Yeah, because after a while you get a kind of sense of how many tamers, how many options, how many Digimon are in a set with any given ratio.
No. I'm talking about with the actual cards we do not know because Ordinamon's 82, Yamato and Sora are 85, so you could only have potentially them as 83 and 84. 88 we don't know, and that's in between 2 tamer cards. And then in between Mako and the first option card, there's only 1 blank card. So you could only have 4 more if you maxed out everything possible at this point. And even then, they're not going to do that. And then let's move on to the card that upset a lot of people, Plotmon.
Poppy!
Who could be upset by Plotmon?
I saw a good number of people legitimately upset, like, how can they include Plotmon and Plotmon X in the same set? How dare they? Using up a slot that could use whatever stupid Digimon they probably expected to be there.
Plotmon deserves 2 slots.
Yes.
I don't care.
Exactly.
And then we get Kiyoshiro and Tesla Jellymon. I think the Tesla Jellymon card looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And Kiyoshiro
It's a little
looks
more
like
detail than you're used to.
yeah, and Kiyoshiro looks like Kiyoshiro. I don't mean that in a mean way. I just don't have anything to say about this art because it's there.
He is maximum Chuny in this one.
Yes.
I will say that.
And
He's ready to unleash the hand.
And then I'm going to give this my made-up Shadow VIP award is Metal Gurumon X. I think when the sample text is not covering up like the important part of his face, this card's gonna look fantastic. It's a little
Yeah.
hard to tell due to where he is in the art for the text, but I get like, because it breaks it up in a weird way in this one. I think this one actually is gonna be really fucking nice. And then the VIP from last night, people saw this and fucking went nuts. The Kokuamon X. I am so amused by this card, and I don't know why. It just looks so nice. It just really
Because the
looks nice.
poor Palmon in the background.
Yeah. I saw multiple people like, oh, Palmon's learning to fly, or she's like Spider-Man. It's like, no, she's
No.
gotten blown off the ground and she's desperately trying to grab something.
That's the coolest any Kakuamon has ever looked.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we get the speed lines on everything. This is
Because Kakuamon, in the series, anytime Kakuamon shows up,
he's
it's
standing
kind of
there.
pathetic. Well, it's always also really pathetic because they're always being victimized by something.
And
here
then-
it's like, yeah, stand out, do something cool.
And then Goromon with, you can't really do much with that character based on that design, so he's kind of standing there looking angry.
Yep, that's
That's the whole
there you
character.
go.
And
That's
then
Goromon.
And then we all kind of love when they do it. Advance of the Heavy Machine Digimon was a card from the original card game, and this is new art, basically, of the same Digimon in somewhat similar poses.
I love when they do like the classic setup.
Yeah, it's really nice when they do that. And we're almost
That's how you go retro in these things.
yeah, and we're almost done with
Exactly.
the massive cards from this week. New starter decks. It's Jesmon and Ragnalordmon.
Woohoo.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, oh, this is potentially neat, but right now we have names and dates, and that's about it. Then V-Jump, we got a lot of previews from that, most of which ended up elsewhere. I think most of them, although not all of them, I'm trying to think, who have we not actually seen? Is it just Maki and Daigo, or did we get previews of them last week?
I could have sworn we saw them last
it's
week.
weird. Like, in my head, I feel like we definitely did.
I don't think we got official one. I think we got those the ones from the magazine.
Okay, yeah, right before the show, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, right after the show, I think, actually.
Yeah, no, we didn't talk about getting we knew. I think
They
last week we
probably
talked
would.
about how we knew that Daigo and Maki were coming, but we didn't actually see it yet.
This popped up like right after the show, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so V-Jump previews always nice. And then for the last card previews, Battle Pack 10. Man, that's some nice art. I believe these popped up like right before I went to sleep, and I believe I sent a message to Vandy basically saying, "Open your fucking wallet."
And
then
I know exactly what card you mean.
Yeah, and then in the morning I just had a message going, "What?" And then like cursing right after that.
Yeah. It's an interesting positioning for Famdemon.
Well, it's him walking. It's just an odd angle and art style, but it's but it's like the Sakaimon, like just like
that's a Kaimon's great.
And am I wrong, or is this the same artist who did the one of Sakaimon like beating up on Patamon?
It looks exactly like it.
Yeah.
I would have to like super zoom in.
It reminds me.
Yeah, we have a go-to Sakaimon artist.
It reminds me of an art. He still does work for DC and Marvel, but his style used to be less refined, and I didn't like it at the time because it always looked like pudding. And this reminds me of
what kind of art style you're talking about.
And this reminds me of this guy's art, but it's more like the guy's modern style, where it's a bit more refined, so it's less globby, so it looks nicer. And
that's okay for Sakaimon.
Yes, it is. And then then also at Tamer meeting events in February, the special promotion pack 20. These are the 6 cards that were upsetting people that just seemed to vanish, that we never saw the cards. The numbering just got skipped, and they just never said anything about them ever. So I'm pretty sure we can probably say these were probably meant to be giveaways at some tournament that never happened.
Yeah, there were a lot of those.
Yeah. But like most of those came out, these ones, like the numbering would have put them like early last year, and just we never saw the cards or anything, and so they'll be given out at Tamer meeting events in February. I'm trying to decide who I think my favorite card here is the Wizardmon one.
Hard for me to decide. Like, they all look kind of nice.
Yeah,
But
very
yeah,
nice.
leaning towards the Wizardmon.
Yeah.
Well,
Then Card Battle did part 3 of their New Year tournament. Fun Digica did a Booster Set EX2 match because there's nothing else for them to do right now. And then Road to Digimon Card Master continued their tournament. And then that's it for cards because goddamn, they're really going hardcore on that lately. So
like, what percentage of the podcast is just cards at this point because they don't stop?
And then Digimon Con. I got the feeling they were going to do this again after how well it was received last time with Butterfly. Hey, sing the end chorus part of Braveheart and we'll sync up a bunch of them. And Ayumi Miyazaki.
It's more fun to do Butterfly than Braveheart, though.
And Ayumi Miyazaki in the video. And then producer Kinoshita randomly shows up at it near the end. And him playing with that Tailmon plush is hilarious. And I didn't convert the time that may actually be done like now. So we'll see. And then Digimon Con got a page in VJump. Nothing really new there. At one point,
reminders.
Before I like checked stuff in more detail, I was like, oh, are they doing exclusive can badges of those? It's like, oh no, those are just ones from the art contest. And then, man, people need to read before reacting for this one. It's a teaser for
Oh god.
yeah. I assume.
I don't think I saw anybody, but I know where you're going with this.
A teaser for January 31st that shows the D-Ark, and it's like the actual text is like, to all those who were tamers 20 years ago, and of course they can't. And of course, no one can. Most of the people commenting don't know that's what it said. They just see the 20 and the D-Ark, and every fucking guest on the planet, including, I'm 99% sure, a few quote tweets of me where people aren't reading the article like, oh my god, Digimon Tamer's being rebooted. It's like, no.
They're giving us a fucking toy. Shut up.
Yeah.
Now here's the important part.
I didn't see any of those, but I knew exactly what you were gonna say.
It fucking happened. Now,
I'm glad my timeline is more.
You have to remember, my timeline is designed around being able to search for shit.
And I just don't use Twitter, so I am free from that.
So here's exactly what it shows.
I'm thanking all of my everyone I follow on Twitter.
So it is a toy mold of the D-Ark. It is 100% based on the 15th anniversary D-Ark mold. We do not know what this is at this point. It could be a 20th anniversary. It could be a 20th anniversary CSA of it. They could do what they did with the Colon Digivice, which is kind of combine them into one thing. What do you guys, if you were to guess, what do you think this is going to be?
I figure since they have the base and everything for the 15th Digivice, they'd probably just like add a few more Digimon into it.
Yeah, I hope it's a proper toy.
Yeah, with the CSA, you actually have to get actors and shit. It's actually funny. I'm 99% sure that most people would prefer an anniversary Digivice because there's more you can do with it. I'm pretty sure the CSA Digivices actually take more effort to do because you have to get the actors in a booth, you have to record them, you have to double check lines. It's very, and
I figure just 20th anniversary of the 15th anniversary would be literally the easiest thing they could churn out.
Well, in this case, if you were to do a CSA, you're missing an actor and you don't have newly recorded stuff like they did last time. Because when they did the adventure one, they pulled dialogue from the PSP games, which had tons of fresh,
Yeah.
clean dialogue. Here, you're
No.
missing Renamon at the very least.
Yeah, it's like, sorry, she retired.
Yeah. But yeah. So we'll see what pops up there. I would assume it's a 20th anniversary D-Ark. But
I wonder, like, if we'll get any, like, additional colors this time.
it's gonna be red and blue again.
I mean, as long as I get blue.
So here's the thing: should they do green? Yes. I'm trying to decide: do you do red and blue? Do you do red and green? Do you do 3 models, or do you do just like red and gold?
I could definitely see them doing
Ooh.
Because here's the thing:
a gold one.
I could see a gold one. That'd
what
be
I'm
that'd
trying
be okay.
what I'm trying to decide is we know they didn't do great last time. Do you just do all 3, hoping that by having all 3, people will just buy all 3 of them?
I don't know. I think if they did red, green, and blue, I think they'd realize that Tamers is kind of in the same territory as Ghost Game. It's like, wait a minute, that's not the first time they've done this.
Yeah.
Personally, I know they won't do it, but I would really like Rio's D-Ark color.
See, that's actually one of the ones that if you were only doing 2, that could be one of them because it's so wildly different color-wise.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, fun color.
Yeah. I think they will find. I will say, I predict that they will find a new way to screw Jen over.
It will
Terriermon gets
no,
its own
okay,
Digivice.
no. What I was gonna say was it's gonna be red, and then it's going to be
Red, blue, and gold.
no, and then it's going to be a normal Digivice that's just Terriermon, based on Wallace's Digivice.
It's.
I know it's improbable, but it could be nice if they made like a single Digivice, but you could swap out the faceplate and the band.
Oh my
So
God,
here's the thing:
so cool.
that's not unreasonable. Minus that, if we assume this is a teaser showing the actual thing, we can actually see that's not possible with the mold.
Yeah.
Like I would assume this is the 15th mold, spiffied up very little. They will add. I'm sure something was missing from the 15th anniversary one. I don't know what,
Yeah, they'll probably give it like a nicer band.
But I remember something was missing from it from Tamers that had people upset. I don't remember what it was though.
I
Probably
never got a
Jen-related.
hold of it just because I was broke at the time, and then by the time I had money to get it, the prices on it were
There
like,
was something missing. I just don't remember what. There's some interesting choices they could choose from, but we'll go ahead and move on because, God, that'd be fucking stupid and depressing.
At some point, they should throw a pink one in to really piss off the Gen fans.
Yeah.
And then, so moving on to general products. At first, Dev was upset until I pointed out something to her when they put up the Digimon stuff at Premium Bandai. She was like upset. She was like, "We both fucking knew it would happen." I'm like, Dev, go check the listing more carefully. They only put up
It's
3.
only the one.
They didn't put up 4, which means if we hadn't ordered, we'd be sitting here going, "What the fuck's going on? Are they gonna put up 4? Should we pre-order 3? Should we wait?" And
Are we gonna get reamed in the ass for shipping again?
Yeah, and would we be doing separate orders and doubling? We've ordered them, so we've already dealt with it. We don't have to worry. It's very strange that they only put up 3.
I was surprised as well because like when they put
No,
up like
and
the 1 and 2, they did it the same way as like
no, absolutely, and that's why when you messaged me upset at first, like, "Oh, we fucking knew they were gonna do it," I'm like, I'm not sure we lost on this one because if we hadn't ordered, we'd be confused as to what we should actually do at this point.
Cry forever.
Basically, yes. And then they had a product page in VJump. Nothing super interesting, minus that new Patamon plush from Crane Games.
Which looks exactly like half the other Patamon plush.
To be fair, if people keep trying to get them, they're going to keep fucking making them.
Oh,
Now,
I'd like if they made out of like a softer material, because that particular one is kind of scratchy.
yeah, I was going to say it looks a bit rough. Now, okay, so here's the thing.
It is.
Okay, so there's multiple choices for branding. Do you think it's General Digimon, Adventure, O2, Adventure 2020? Do you think they just give it Ghost Game branding because that's the show at the moment? What branding do you think this will end up having on it? Because we're getting a lot of O2 stuff.
I have 0-2 feels about it.
Is it because he's sitting up and he did that a lot in 02?
Well,
I,
also because of like the Magnamon and whatnot, so it would make sense. All that in the movie
that's true.
coming.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there. And then I like when I'm sitting around and I get random messages from Dev. There's shit at Hot Topic. There's shit at Hot Topic. Fuck them. I don't want. Fuck. I'm going to Hot Topic right now. See you. Bye. I just get like
Yep.
I get like it's not that rambling, but like I will get messages thrown at me from Dev. And I'm looking at him like, Dev, some of this stuff you've shown me before. She's like, yes, but it's back in stock. I need to go get it right now.
Yes, because when I showed you, okay, when the Vocaloid and
The 4-top shirt.
group picture showed up, it's like, oh, this will be great, and then you posted it, and then it immediately went out of stock
Yeah.
because everyone basically
No, and
fucking swarmed him.
and that's the music. That's one of the things that's amusing, where multiple people be like, no one looks at with the will, and then I put up a product listing, and 5 minutes later, it's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, that's why I think it was one of the Hot Topic things. I'm like, Dev, if you want to get this stuff with anyone, tell me first. Don't post it in the chat. Go tell me. It takes me 10 to 15 minutes to write the article.
Get yours, yeah,
And get your
yours,
order.
and then...
Don't throw it in the chat before you do anything, because at that point, it's not like I throw stuff in the chat. I always write an article. It's like, Dev, you threw it in the chat. That's your fault at this point. Yeah, she stopped doing that when she realized, oh, that's true. And I'm not sure what I think of the weird, like,
I've learned
pastel.
my lesson.
Yeah,
I put shit in my cart
yeah,
first.
yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about, like, the weird pastel-y shirt. It looks like it's misprinted rather than being, like, a color choice. I mean, they love that Uki Atsuya art. That's always sold well for
It's
them.
a
And then we get the costume
Mhm.
shirts. It's weird seeing that art still because it's weird seeing that art because that's like the toy art at this point. Why are you complaining, YouTube? YouTube claims the video is not going. Can you guys still hear
angry.
us? YouTube talk. I'm gonna figure out if YouTube is
I'm
still
still
going.
getting the yeah. The stream still seems to be active, and it's currently on the right topic, so
That's odd.
that's a
Okay, but
hopeful
yeah. So
sign.
there's that. And OBS tells me it's streaming. YouTube is very much like having a hissy fit. And then on top of that, we get the Hello Kitty blanket. For some reason, it felt like Dev was
Well,
going to
it's
order this.
YouTube.
Yeah, so the people in the chat said, why is YouTube complaining?
I
YouTube's.
absolutely fucking did.
Yeah, the instant I saw this blanket, I'm like, Dev did not mention the blanket. I imagine the first thing she did was fucking order it. And to be fair, it's a nice looking blanket. It uses the designs well.
Absolutely. And I went into Hot Topic today, and it was there, and it's so fluffy.
Yeah.
It's so fluffy.
It's very fluffy looking. But yeah, so nice
It is.
blanket.
I can attest. It is a very, very nice blanket.
Yeah,
Is it? Okay.
and then poll results. Why I changed the image and then it decides the stream's working perfectly. So we get the poll results for part 1, and man, this is just like a clusterfuck of people desperately trying to make things happen.
But also the results were pretty close to what we had guessed
Close,
they
It's
would
not.
be.
Yeah, it's not too far
No,
off.
it's not too far. I'm talking about the reactions to it. Like people are like, oh, EX61. That means manga characters are more appreciated. Now it's like, no, fucking
Stop it.
No,
stop.
it's just a cool fucking design.
If EX6 was appreciated, they would have given it a reference the book the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
They wouldn't have come out in the year 2021 if the manga characters were appreciated.
I'm trying to think if there's any results here that actually feel wrong. I think the one that got harmed the most was the Pulsemon family ones. because
Yeah.
there were so many
Yeah.
of him, like Dokimon getting
They all
0%,
yeah.
or Shootmon getting 0%. People see,
Commandomon got lower than I
yeah,
expected.
the Shootmon's the weird one for me because it felt like people really loved that design when it popped up, like the weird little
It's
evil Mommymon guy.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
one
but at the
where if
same
you could
time, like there were a lot of
And how
much
dare,
cooler
how
designs
dare
available
Podemon
before.
be so low? How dare you?
it's just one of those where like you only get to pick one.
Yeah, and there's some interesting. There's the choices overall don't feel that crazy though, to be honest.
I
Man,
mean, Commando-mon was up there, like
man,
we guessed it
we're
would
still
be.
gonna be doing this a month from now. This thing, man, they really stretched this out, and then not much to say for episode 15. They put up profile art of Simbare and Goromon, and that was about it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, there's a
Nothing.
bunny.
You couldn't give the bunny something to do in social media art.
Yeah. I was hoping for
Yeah.
something cute with that.
And then we
Or at
have,
least do something cute with Fellismon.
yeah. And then we have questions. You guys in the chat can start throwing them up. Someone sent us a question. What being announced would make Digimon Con fulfilling for you? See, fulfilling feels too open-ended to me. Like, I get what they mean, but like, man, like, because you kind of like, even when you're super reasonable about it, you kind of like think of all the dream stuff you kind of wish they would do, even though you know it's not gonna fucking happen.
I keep it generalized. I appreciate it when they give us either new in something announcing something new or an update
Yeah,
on anything
yeah.
with a story
So
behind it.
I think
That's generally where I'm at.
I think so. You would expect it to be my universal guess, but it's been AR's universal guess. AR, please make your universal guess that you've made for everything since I brought it up.
Oh, I don't know which one you're talking about. My joke one was gonna be Doki Doki Digimon Academy.
I was
Like it's the one that would be like the dream.
the one that I expected you to say was the Kazuna 4K disc
Oh, I mean,
because we have a new movie coming up.
that's always low hanging.
Yeah,
That's always low hanging fruit.
and
I already told you what I wanted.
yeah, and Toei's actually doing anime 4K discs now with new remasterings. And
That's
Hell yeah. I use a shitty
remember the
LTV, so it does not matter to me.
yeah, remember this the Kazuna 4K disc is what I always predict when I don't expect them to predict anything cool.
yeah, but
I hope
I want
they do
the
something
mascot. I
cool
want
out of
all the
this.
mascot suits to just like start punching each other like it's an old Smash Brothers
oh
commercial.
no,
Oh my
no, no! You know what should
god.
happen? You have you have the Agumon suit, you have the Gabumon suit, you have the um,
There's Shoutmon and
you have
Gatchmon.
the Gamamon suit.
Bring
No,
Gatchmon
yeah,
back.
and what I was gonna say was like the suits are all there, they're celebrating, and then the lights turn down, and you just hear footsteps, and the lights turn back up, and Gatchmon's there, and it's like, oh,
And
it's like
that's why Mon gets introduced to the
yeah,
CCGP.
and it's like boost. It's like, and then like behind him, like there's a banner that just says like Booster Set 10, like Attack of the Atmon or something.
Yeah. Okay, I take it back.
That
That
would
would
be
make my
fun.
day.
Yeah.
That would make it fulfilling to me if they did anything with Atmon.
So here's the thing. I would like them to do something with Atmon, and I think it's about time when it should start happening. I 100% do not expect that for one reason. I expect the Gamamon suit is the Gatchmon suit.
I mean, if you're talking about Battle Royal with all of the different mascot suits, then you're probably right. I think they would hold off on Atmon just a little. I think
Look,
they're going to. I would think they would
look,
wait until the
I'm
next
upset.
booster for.
We need to find the clip because I believe Dev actually recorded it. Because I talk about it all the time, but there's no recording of it up there of when they did the Atmon stuff at the video game trade show. I think it was Tokyo Game Show, and
Yeah, I
Dev
was up at
recorded.
like 4 or 6 in the fucking morning recording that. And I
Yeah.
think I sent it to you. I don't remember.
No, you only sent me the part that I asked for, which was the comedian doing the song he wrote about Atmon. It's like, holy shit, it's to the tone of the old Digimon story theme song.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
It's definitely on. I never delete anything, so
Okay.
it's on
No.
a
So
hard drive
yeah.
somewhere.
So here's the reason why I need it. I need the clip that I talk about constantly of when they bring the Gatchmon suit and the dude can't fucking walk
Yeah, he
up
can't
the
get up
thing,
the.
so he
Yeah.
starts
He just
he
needs to
shuffles
get
sideways.
pushed up.
Like, here's the thing. I know you saw it, Devin. I know you understand what I'm talking about. We need to find that clip because it's so fucking hilarious. Where like,
Oh, I
It's just
remember
where
so
that.
top heavy.
like he tries multiple times to go up and he just keeps like falling backwards and then he just turns sideways and starts shuffling side by side. Um, okay, so serious answer for the fulfilling thing though. Here's the thing. I don't need it to be something specific to me. I just want something good that will make people happy that's not super fucking obvious. Like, here's the thing. We could say, oh, Digimon Survive would make people happy. At this point, we fucking expect Survive to be there.
Yeah. It really.
It's
What
not,
at this point? At this point, the fulfilling aspect to survive is we have evidence, and we can kind of be we can understand it to mean that survive is back on track.
uh,
Just like just feeling like we're back on pace with
yeah,
wherever for it to
yeah.
be there this
I
year,
think
and
for,
whether that constitutes some new stuff with it,
yeah,
probably
yeah,
just knowing that we're out of the weeds.
yeah, fulfilling
I'd
for,
like them to haul out some prototypes of the
oh, don't say
Digimon
it,
Partners
please.
vote plushies.
Okay, that's better than what the one that I don't feel like I feel like sad for people when they bring it up and like they're gonna bring back Digivolving Spirits, right? It's like, oh man,
No,
that's done at this.
I
They're,
think that ship sailed,
yeah, like,
which
and
is disappointing because there were some prototypes they never got to
well,
making.
here's the
But
thing. Realistically, we know why they stopped. We saw the ones that were coming up.
yeah,
Those were ones that realistically, minus a handful of them, probably were not going to sell that great, and they, like, business wise, I understand all those decisions. But like, so like, let's look at there were 5 of them that we saw that didn't come out. Beelzebumon probably would have sold well, but what little we saw, it was like neat looking, but they do a lot of
it was
Beelzebumon stuff.
very heavy on the shelf
Yes,
warmer kind of.
you know,
yeah,
Beelzebumon feels like they didn't make it for 2 reasons. One, Andromon was the same thing, and everyone kind of fucking hated it. And
Yeah, like as much as I
and for some
adore
reason,
Angelomon, it was kind of
and looking at it, it really reminds you of the Alphamon figure, doesn't it?
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
thin.
Then we have Dukemon. Dukemon's one of those where when you give a stated goal, you have to do that one after the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal goes to the next tree. Garudamon, they actually got really far and it looked really nice. It also looked like it was going to be a nicer one to make, and people were not going to fucking buy it. I don't say that to be mean. I would have bought it, but
Yeah,
was
that's just
Be realistic.
was
yeah,
Garudamon going to sell? Probably not.
yeah.
That,
Grudamon's never the
that,
great big seller.
yeah. Then we have Palmon Lilymon, which looked nice, but probably wasn't going to be a high seller, and it looked like it had some complicated engineering stuff.
Yeah,
Then the one that anytime the photo showed up, people were super fucking happy, which was Gomamon Zudomon.
Uh,
Gomamon Zudomon falls under the asterisk of it would probably sell about as well as Atler Kabuterimon, except the engineering on that looked insane. Like, it looked like it was going to be more complicated than Alphamon, unfortunately.
yeah.
And then the last one, which was the Oryuken, we saw the prototype, and the reason that one didn't get made was simple, which is you can still find Alphamon on shelves now. And I don't
yeah,
say that to be mean, but
yeah.
Oryuken was
It was
never.
an act of
Here's the thing.
masochism trying
It
to get
wasn't
one
good
out.
enough to
Yeah.
warrant a sequel.
No, yeah. So here's the thing. People are like, oh, well, you could do Oryumon to the sword and sell it. It's like, no, that was never going to be a separate.
No, no.
Realistically, that was never going to be a separate toy. That was going to be, here's an Alphamon in a gold box at Premium Bandai. It's $160, and as nice as that toy is, I think we all agree, amazing looking toy. It is miserable if you want to play with it.
Yeah,
The engineering to make that work is amazing, and I will give them every credit on it. Watching anyone play, it's funny because it's so fucking miserable. They couldn't make it work on a stream. Scale wanted to know, when do you think we'll see Galus Gamamon again?
Give it like
That's a-
another 6
yeah,
episodes, maybe.
yeah. That's what I was
The
six,
me, the
six,
mean, the me,
seven-ish.
the mean
Yeah.
answer is 26.
No, I think
If
it's a little bit sooner than
I
that.
I was
But
I was gonna say 20 seriously, but 26 is
yeah,
like, if they don't have him back by 26, then something's actually wrong with the show.
yeah. Which
So
it might be, but
yeah,
yeah, yeah. 20-ish is about where I
and
think
then
that'd be.
I
I think we're gonna get. I can see us getting some allusions to it again next
yeah,
week.
and then I love when we get the really short questions. This question was literally just coffee or tea. Both.
Both.
Neither.
Oh, what do you
Neither.
drink?
Hot cocoa if I need something warm. Otherwise, it's just generally soda or
Oh, so
water
see, for
or
me
juice.
it's tea, coffee,
I
occasionally
have
cocoa.
I have tried to get into coffee and tea. I just can't. I just can't do the coffee taste, and tea just always feels so watered down no matter what I put in it.
Uh,
Well,
I, I,
the
I,
coffee thing I did is like frappuccino, so it's like mostly
no,
milk with a
yeah,
little bit of
that's
coffee
not
flavor.
coffee. That's a milkshake.
Yeah, like
It's close enough. It
cappuccino.
has coffee in it.
I will drink the BS cappuccinos you get at gas stations, but I won't drink like actual like Starbucks cappuccino.
Yeah, yeah. I would say try a nice Genmaika tea. It probably will have not quite the kick, but it will not have this kind of taste like water that sometimes pops up.
Get a
Yeah,
glorious bubble tea.
bubble tea is not bad.
Yeah,
I have had bubble tea.
yeah. Let's see then. Ian wants to know, do you want to see the baby forms when they de-evolve once they hit perfect or higher? No,
Actually,
no,
no.
because the show does not use its time properly as is. And I don't mean that like in an actual mean way, but normally the reason why they do that is so they can reflect on what's happening. And the show needs a kick in the ass to do anything as is. They're standing around not reflecting when they could be doing that already.
They're already having enough trouble answering the questions they've posed already about how weird it is that the Digimon are going back and forth, that introducing another mechanic to that is just a little too much. Like,
Yeah,
they need to start answering the questions they've already posed before they get into additional
yeah,
levels below Gamamon.
yeah. And this one's like a multi-question. I'm just amused by. I was amused when I saw this. Someone liked the review of Cleopatra, and if I send DevQ and AR more disc, will there be more weird shit? And also, what comes after gum?
Is that a threat?
So the gum, there is no fault to the gum because the gum was just hilarious to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I coincidentally, my order showed up after God knows how long waiting. And then I tried it. It's like, oh wait, there's 2 more pieces.
Yeah,
There,
it
there,
just
there,
worked out.
yeah, there is nothing to come after the gum because it's not like I'm going to import the chocolates, which
Yeah.
don't look that good. They're probably not going to hold up shipping internationally and then to Dev and AR anyways.
I'm sure there are podcasts where people just try random Japanese snacks.
Yeah,
Like that has to be a thing.
I'm sure there is. The gum's also stupid because we objectively knew that it was probably not unique to the products, and since then
Yeah.
we've seen for sure it's identical.
Yeah, it was, and it really was very ordinary gum.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't anything special
No,
with
the
it.
only thing special about it was that we had talked about it for so long, it was amusing to have it.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was no, it was not like interesting flavor. It's not like it lasted. It's not like
Hmm.
it was it wasn't
I mean,
terrible, but it wasn't good.
you recall that when you had the gum, it was Dev and I who were ascribing jokes to it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and then we tried it ourselves, and it was like,
Oh,
oh, it's just gum.
it's like, it is like fruit striped gum. You chew it, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, that's depressing.
I was
That's
expecting
fun.
something a lot more weird
Okay,
than we actually got.
as for the weird shit, it depends what's sitting around, and a lot of shit is starting to pile up because of early year reprints. So we will see.
It's gonna be really hard to find weirder than Cleopatra, I'll tell you that. And
Uh,
suddenly, because of this question, I suddenly regret making a thorough review of that.
no. So here's the thing, like here's the thing. Don't know when I'll send them stuff, but like, if there ends up being another reprint of Cleopatra and 1001 Nights, I'll send them the opposite one.
Yeah,
Be like,
But
what the fuck is
yeah,
yeah.
this?
and here's the thing: it has to be, for it to actually be weird shit. It has to be weird on its own merits. Like,
Hmm.
I could easily send them the Lupin Piccolovier, but that was almost like weird experimental animation. Just nothing happens in it. It's just weird because of the animation, which they were
Hmm.
clearly like trying new stuff.
Yeah, and Cleopatra is unique in that it is very weird, but it also is kind of an artifact of its
Yeah.
time and is worth watching just for that.
No,
Like it's
absolutely.
very it's an interesting kind of
And
weird.
that's where then having Dev watch 1001 Nights when she has the time and then flipping them makes sense because it's effectively the same people. 1001 Nights is just more coherent of a film.
Aw.
Well, no, it's still wacky. It just doesn't stop to like have Astro Boy fly past, and then all of a sudden Cleopatra has a gun, and then it starts off with live action but rotoscoped animation heads, which look fucking horrifying.
I mean, speaking of gun, I read the gum question as gun. Like, what comes after gun?
Okay, yeah, that actually makes sense based on the question because
Yeah,
Cleopatra. But
there is a random gun
it
in that, and
also
it's
here it
used
also
very well.
it
That was
all
honestly one of my favorite parts.
yeah, and also here's the truth: there's not always going to be the setup at the beginning that I can hide with Cleopatra, where I'm sure AR starts the movie and is like, wait, is this the right fucking movie?
Oh no, I knew it was the right movie. I just didn't expect it to start like that,
No,
and it was kind of
that's what I mean.
fantastically weird. I'm like, oh, is this what this is gonna be? Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Yeah, and it was very hard to not comment on that ahead of time
Mm,
because
no, that was a good
yeah,
surprise.
here's the thing: there is weird shit, but like it'd be like it wouldn't be fun to send AR Wicked City because he already knows what Wicked City is.
Yeah, I've seen Wicked City.
Yeah. Eh,
I honestly don't care if I watch it
no,
again.
and yeah, it's a matter of finding something that's weird that is also legitimately going to be interesting to them because
Yeah.
it's not fun to send bad movies that someone isn't going to actually want to watch.
Don't even know if I'd call Wicked City weird. It's just a kind of an interesting
Okay,
90s anime that is just really out it's just really extreme in what it
okay, but
portrays.
when I say weird, I mean like random shit that happens that is definitely weird. And if someone's watching for some, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?"
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
when I
fair.
first sat my partner down and we watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Ramon wants
You're
to
like, what
know.
the fuck is this?
Ramon wants to know. So Ramon, the issue with the answer. So I'll ask the question. It's, do we think the new D-Ark will include the blue card from the anime? We don't know what the product is at this point. Like,
Did the 15th anniversary one have the
I don't
have
think so.
a
I
card
know the
slot? Like whether it
English
was
D
functional or
Power
not?
did come with a plastic blue card.
The English one did. I don't remember if the Japanese one did. I think at the time they did that Tamer's card box, and that had a blue card.
It'd be a nice throw in.
Just do cheap plastic and you're done, and good enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, and then last up, I forgot this question was there.
Oh
AR,
no.
AR, why don't you go ahead and
This is from Tommy. I can only guess as to what his last name is. Are you guys just jealous Digimon Survive won't have collector coins because it won't be on the Amico?
I've
Well,
forgotten.
it's good to know Tallarico is listening to the podcast.
It's not. It's not as funny as the fake Tommy Tallarico who calls into podcasts because it actually calls in for recorded questions, and it's someone doing like an impression, and it's much funnier that. But I love that someone keeps sending us questions and signing them as Tommy.
Tommy.
Oh man. I don't even have a joke answer for this anymore because it's like it's almost not funny to talk about the Amico anymore because like people have invested and tied up money in it and shit. It's like it's not funny at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like
I mean, people who have pre-ordered Survive, I think, got their money back.
no. I mean, no.
Survive was open for
AR,
pre-order at one point, wasn't it?
no. AR, you don't understand what I mean. I mean, they did like public investing. Like people like
No, I know. I'm just saying it.
I'm investing in like a video game system for kids. This will be great.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like,
No, the
oh no.
people who have thrown money into funding the Amico have actually thrown money into funding the Amico. What I'm saying is that the people who have invested in Survive should have been refunded by now.
I think most people probably would have pre-ordered from places that don't charge.
Oh, okay.
Because like a lot of stores, if you walk into, they do, but like people who pre-order from Amazon, they don't collect until they ship.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like I'm sure there are people who like put down actual money, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people I would assume didn't.
Yeah, I don't know if I've pre-ordered stuff from Amazon ever.
And
But
I
I get what you're saying.
think that's it for questions.
Way to
AR,
ruin my joke.
AR. Do you have you done anything, or do you have anything coming up?
Yeah, I actually answered a couple questions last week, and someone sent me an interesting one trying to speculate on Ian Makoto's role post Tamer, so I might try to tackle that one this week. I'm on Tumblr at firstagent.tumblr.com, on Twitter at firstagentARP.
Anything coming up beyond the questions, or not really for now?
No, no, I'm in a holding pattern. I'm doing other IRL stuff.
That's nice and relaxing.
It is not, but go ahead and think that.
Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
Hit the random button because I'm too busy making a scarf to bother.
No, the
Cheating.
random one's not fun because it almost always takes you just for a fucking card or an episode listing that's fucking empty.
Pick a
Fine, go to
spelling for the new
Goromon because it's so
episodes. Yes.
angry.
Oh my god, I hit random and I not only got an episode one, it's like the most depressing listing ever. It is one of those. Fuck, I'm linking you guys to it, and you just look at. No, look at the actual listing. Like, click it and
There's gonna
look.
be like nothing in there.
Wow.
I mean, that's fucking like some people, it occasionally pops up as a question. I haven't put it in yet because I was waiting for like a better example, but might as well. Someone's like, why do you always harp on Wikimon? It's because Wikimon has self-described themselves as like the wiki for the community, and it could do so much better, and it should. And it is the listing for the Rebellumon episode of Adventure 2020.
There's nothing in it.
It is completely fucking empty.
Yep.
Like, if I harp on it, it's because I honestly believe the number of people there, and most of them are competent, they could do better. Like, here's the thing. If episode random whatever adventure was empty, I could probably go, ha, no one cares. This is an episode that absolutely should have shit in it. And it not only doesn't have
that
stuff
would
in it,
require me actually like.
it not only doesn't have stuff in it, it's like a broken fucking template that no one has even removed like the stand-in stuff for. That is
Pretty much because I have to upload like
okay. Wait,
packs of
yeah.
screenshots
This
for everything.
this makes me wonder if you could do a Wikimon version of 5 Clicks to Jesus. Like if you could play like 5 Clicks to Jessmon or something.
I'm hitting random pages now, and just every one I'm getting is a card or an episode. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Shoutmon Cross 5B. Oh my god! Look at. Oh fuck.
How bad
Wait.
is this one?
Look at the name. Look at the name in English.
Oh, no.
Okay. In all caps.
Why?
In all here's the English name for Shoutmon Cross 5 on the page. In all caps, Shoutmon X. Then open parentheses, cross, all lowercase, close parentheses. Then written out is 5 in lowercase. Then an underscore, then a capital B.
It's like they wrote that for a teleprompter.
Yes. That is the first one I got that was not an episode or a card. I was like, oh, this is a great one. And then I turned my head slightly to the right, saw that, and went, oh, fuck.
Yeah, now you
So,
know how I feel.
yeah, so we will catch all of you next week. Thank you for showing up. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.